Real Virginia is proudly produced by the Virginia Farm Bureau Federation. Since 1926, Farm Bureau has been working to preserve Virginia farms and our rural heritage. Visit our website at vafb.com.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Real Virginia, a show about Virginia agriculture and the people who produce the wonderful local products we enjoy. Brought to you by the Virginia Farm Bureau. It's county fair season again, where young people gain valuable experience showing livestock. What could be cooler on a hot summer day than watermelon salad? And as more women become farmers, they're having to balance the demands of motherhood with raising crops and livestock.
Home will always be Virginia, between the Blue Ridge and Chesapeake Bay. Atlantic to Appalachia, home in my heart always.
Welcome back to Real Virginia, everyone. This week we're coming to you from the Meadow Event Park, home of the State Fair of Virginia. The State Fair will return later this year after a cancellation in 2020. In the meantime, summer is county fair season in rural Virginia. As Ricky Gibson reports, it's a chance for young people who raise and show livestock to win a blue ribbon.
No trip to a county fair should be complete without taking in a livestock show. The buzz of preparing the animals highlights how important these events are to the participants.
In the ring today, they'll win awards, ribbons and banners for their placing in the ring. And then if they choose to sell their animal at the livestock sale tonight, that's where they'll get some monetary compensation or monetary benefit from the people in the community who buy those animals. And yes, they either put that towards a college fund or they put that towards next year's project and the expenses of purchasing next year's project and feeding next year's project. So, but most of the kids, I would say, probably just do it for the love of animals. You know, it's just a benefit to them.
Shows like this one at the annual Madison County Fair are usually hosted by the local 4-H Club, the youth program of Cooperative Extension. As the Madison County 4-H specialist, Mallory helps many students to plan a livestock project in the winter, culminating in the show.
So I have to work with them a lot at home, like 3 or 4 times a week. I'll take them out and walk them around. You got to tap them right here on their jaw to get them to move right. And then they also get marshmallows that helps keep their head up too. It teaches you a lot. I've learned a lot in the 7 years I've been doing it. It's really fun. I enjoy it a lot, and it's a good experience.
Mallory says showing livestock is not just for farm kids. About half of her students come from a farm background. The other half get interested in showing animals and come to her to sign up. She's glad to work with anyone, and many students are eager to have an outside project.
Especially with 2020 being so hard on our youth, the livestock project gives the kids a way to get outside. You know, they have responsibilities. They have something they have to take care of twice, 3 times a day. You know, they have to work with them. They have to build a bond with them. It definitely gets them off their electronic devices, and you know, they're responsible for that animal, and they have to make sure it reaches the proper weight, it's getting the proper health care, it's getting the proper nutrition it needs to make it here to the fair and be successful.
And there's more to showing an animal than training it for the ring. There's math and some dirty work, and maybe even some sibling rivalry.
If you want to be able to sell them, you got to have them reach 225 but not go over 300. So you want to have the responsibility of pushing them to 225, but then you got to slack off a little bit so now that then they don't go overweight. Because a pig can gain 50 pounds in 10 days if they want. So you don't want to push them and keep pushing, because then you won't be able to sell.
I normally get up and feed them in the mornings, and then if they need to be cleaned out, I'll clean out the pens, and I'll feed them again in the afternoon and water them and stuff. And as it gets closer to fair time, we'll feed them and water them, and we'll weigh them every so often and see how they're doing.
Blake Gear has been showing pigs for 8 years. Tyler gear for 10. Blake says one year he'll win a blue ribbon. The next year, Tyler wins. So it stays friendly in the family. Raising an animal to show is a real-time commitment, whether you walk out to the family barn or have to drive to the animal each day. And it gives a student life skills that can be hard to get from just a textbook.
The final part of their project would be to turn in a record book, which is a financial record of the expenses they've had, as well as their experiences with the project. So, you know, how much they've spent on feed, how much they've spent on equipment. You know, it teaches them to keep track of that, those expenses. And yes, they also have to manage their time wisely. A lot of these kids, this is not the only thing that they do. So beyond school work and maybe after school sports, after school jobs, they do have the responsibility for their animals. So sometimes that means an early morning or a late night as the pig squeals the whole time.
This is not just a hobby for these Madison County 4-H'ers. Mallory says depending on the auction price, some hogs can bring between $1,600 and $2,100 when they're sold. 4-H specialists like Mallory are stationed in almost every Virginia locality, ready to help any young person start on the path to the show ring at the next county fair.
If you're interested in getting involved in a livestock project, contact your local extension office. There's one in every county within our state of Virginia, so you can reach out to them and they can help get you on the right path to where you need to be to get involved in the livestock project. And these are pigs, sheep, goats, hogs, cattle that we have here in the barn, but you know, we have a variety of projects through 4-H, whether it's animal projects, STEM projects, cooking projects. There's just such a wide variety, so just reach out to the local extension office if you're interested in getting involved.
The next time you visit a county fair, be sure to stop by the livestock barns. There's a whole lot of learning going on. In Madison County, Virginia, I'm Ricky Gibson reporting.
While there are festivals and concerts and local fairs with amusement rides, a traditional county fair has all that and more. The most important element is agriculture, especially livestock. Exhibitions of livestock have always been an essential part of the American fair dating back to the early 1700s. Organizers of the Fredericksburg Agricultural Fair say it was begun in 1738 and is the oldest fair in the United States. The chance to showcase prized livestock caught fire in agrarian 18th century America, and soon county fairs were everywhere. Many still continue today, even in fast-growing urban areas.
I'm Mark Viette. Coming up on In the Garden, I'm going to talk about a quick solution to powdery mildew, so stay with us.
We're stronger together, especially at this difficult time. For over 90 years, we've watched our membership grow, and we're honored to be part of such a special community. Thank you to the farmers who provide for us every day. Virginia Farm Bureau is proud to serve our members, their families, and to give back to our local communities. That's the Farm Bureau way.
Mildew is one of many diseases gardeners deal with in humid weather. Mark Viette has some suggestions for how to heal your plants in the garden.
Certain plants during the summer months when the temperatures get warmer or there's more humidity in the air can be affected by diseases. And one of those common diseases that everyone sees many times in their garden is powdery mildew. It's a whitish, powdery substance that coats the leaves. And in many cases, it's on some of the older leaves, but it can be on some of the newer leaves. One of the plants that this is common to have on is your summer blooming phlox. These tend to be your fragrant, beautiful summer blooming phlox, and the powdery mildew will coat the leaves. So you've got a couple choices. What do? Most fungicides should be used as a preventative, not necessarily as a curative. So when you see the problem, it's almost too late to spray it with the fungicide. So I recommend in some cases on a herbaceous plant, a plant that dies back to the ground, is to go out during the summer months and shear it back hard. And you want to shear the part that is damaged with the powdery mildew. Sometimes powdery mildews are associated with another disease. It's called leaf spot. So I'm going to come in here on the summer blooming phlox and shear it back hard. And if there's enough time left in a year, they need about 8 weeks, they'll bloom. So this plant could bloom late in the season. So just get out your trusty shears and you just want to come down and cut it low. Now when I mean low, I cut plants back harder than what most people will do. In fact, on this plant, some of the leaves that were infected with powdery mildew have withered away. But you're just going to come in with your shears and cut back hard, anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. And I'm just trying to find all the stems. And I like the hedge trimmers rather than the hand shears. Then it's very important that you follow this next step. You need to throw this out. You do not want to put this in a compost pile. You want to get rid of it because you don't want it to spread to other plants in the garden. So just go through and pick up all the debris. And discard it and throw it away. Some of you might ask, well, why am I leaving this here? Well, I want to be able to compare the two in about 2 weeks. And when you cut it back hard like this, within 2 weeks, you're going to get great new growth. Easy way to deal with powdery mildew on plants. No chemicals, it's environmentally friendly. And don't forget also, with summer blooming phlox and plants that are subject to diseases, I recommend in the fall that you clean up all the old leaves and throw them away, because in some cases those old leaves will reinfect your garden with diseases the following year. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.
For more garden tips, go to inthegardenradio.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Tammy Brawley of The Green Kitchen. Coming up, we're going to show you how to make a delicious watermelon salad to enjoy in these hot summer months. We hope you'll stay with us.
And now, a sneak peek into a day in the life of a Virginia dairy cow. They get their day started. They have some lunch. Get some exercise. Spend time with their friends. And then end their day with dairy sweet dreams. Real dairy, real life, real delicious.
Behind me is Meadow Hall, where we shoot our Heart of the Home cooking segments. This week, Chef Tammy Brawley puts an Asian twist on her recipe for watermelon salad in the heart of the home.
With The Green Kitchen. We're here with Heart of the Home, and I'm going to show you guys a delicious summertime salad that is great at the end of summer. We're going to be doing some watermelon. It's going to have some lime juice, some brown sugar, some fish sauce, garlic, little Thai chilies, and some cilantro and mint. Lots of ingredients going on, so we're going to get started on that. We're going to take our garlic and chop it along with these spicy peppers. Now when you use these little bird's eye peppers, they're difficult to seed. I actually would not even try to take the seeds out, but I also tend to like it spicy. When you get this recipe, if you don't like it spicy, then feel free to leave the peppers out. You can certainly omit them. I personally think it needs it, but that's up to me. So we're just going to chop our garlic and our peppers here together. If you have a small food processor, you're certainly welcome to use that to do the chopping for you. I don't have one of those handy today, so we're just going to do a big chop of our own. All right, we're going to add the garlic and the pepper to our mixing bowl. And then we're going to come back and finish chopping our cilantro and our mint. And you can chop those leaves together. There's no reason not to. It's all going into the same dish. And it doesn't have to be a terribly fine chop. It can be somewhat rustic or rough. And what we have is about 1/4 cup or more of cilantro and of mint. The mint actually came from my own garden. All right, and then we're going to finish dicing our watermelon. We only want about 1 inch or so square, maybe 1/2 inch. Really, it's up to you. Put that in the bowl with the watermelon. And of course, a seedless watermelon would be best for this recipe. They do still have seeds, but they're a lot less. All right. And now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of water in our bowl with our herbs and garlic and peppers. And we're going to do 3 tablespoons of lime juice. If you don't have limes, but you have lemons and you have all the other ingredients, go ahead and use lemon, that's fine. We just want some sort of basic citrus. All right, that's great, 3 tablespoons there. Then we want 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then we want this delicious ingredient called fish sauce. Doesn't smell that great, but it applies a nice balance to recipes. I'm just going to try to take the lid off instead of pouring it. It'll take forever. And we want about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce right into the same bowl. We're going to whisk that up. So we've got that delicious garlic in there. You can certainly use more garlic if you want. I think it's about, the recipe calls for 2 cloves or so. We've got 2 of the Thai chilies in there. The Thai chilies you can find in your international and Asian markets, and they keep well in the freezer and they do not lose their spice, their kick. All right, so we have the brown sugar, the fish sauce, the water, we have lime juice, and we have cilantro and mint, garlic and pepper. Now we're going to put it in our bowl of watermelon. I love a good refreshing salad, especially in summertime. It's pretty amazing how much we don't eat salads in the winter, but we do love them in the summer. We've got a nice color here going with the green and the red. Now, just like anything else, the longer you let it sit, the more the flavors will develop. But if you're hungry and don't want to wait, you don't have to. So let's pour it in our serving bowl. All right. Right. And there you have it, a delicious, refreshing watermelon salad to enjoy in these hot summer months. I'm Chef Tammy Brawley with The Green Kitchen. Join us next time on Heart of the Home.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com/recipes, as well as on Chef Tammy Brawley's website at greenkitchenrichmond.com.
Virginia farmers raise watermelon on 338 farms, covering 773 acres. Watermelons are raised all over the state, but Southampton County in southeastern Virginia has one of the largest concentrations of growers. Watermelon vines require lots of room. Growers are advised to space their rows 8 feet apart to allow the vines to spread. Most commercial growers use black plastic or garden cloth to prevent weeds. Some hobby farmers try to grow as large a watermelon as possible. Each year there's a giant watermelon competition at the State Fair of Virginia. The record weight is 254 pounds in 2018.
More U.S. farms are owned and operated by women each year. It's a positive trend for Virginia agriculture, but it can also be quite challenging.
It takes a special kind of woman to pull off running a farm and a family. But in Virginia, these women aren't hard to find.
So there's always a balance of kind of knowing when things need attention and when they're going to be okay. Especially being a mom, you start listening to your kids and knowing those cues, because there are noises that mean they are really in trouble, and then there are noises like, oh, they're just wanting attention.
Carrie Sponagel works with her husband Michael and sons Jasper and Clue on their farm in Highland County. They may only be 7 and 5 respectively, but they've been around farm animals since the very beginning.
I think 7 days after Jasper was born, we went to a sheep sale, and about a week into Clue arriving, we went to a county fair. So it's been since literally day one that they have been a part of our farming lifestyle.
Sponaugle was part of a recent panel discussion of Virginia farm moms, organized by the Virginia Farm Bureau. The group was called the Real Farm Moms of Virginia and featured women from all over the state. They spoke about their shared experiences in balancing the demands of motherhood and farm life. Jeannie Layton Dudding is also a Virginia farm mom in Craig County. She enjoys getting everyone involved in helping out on the farm.
Being able to do it with my family, it's something that my husband and I both love doing. My son Layton is 12 and my daughter Evie is 6, and I love being able to allow them to grow up in this environment and to be part of our operation. And there's so many life lessons that they will learn growing up on a farm. And I can already see this just in interacting with their friends, how different and how my children have been exposed to so many different opportunities through living on a farm that a lot of other kids don't get necessarily. And so whether my children take over the farm or not, I know that they will, they love growing up in this environment and will appreciate it later in life, having had this experience.
Tia Walbridge was supposed to be part of the Real Farm Moms webcast. However, she wasn't able to attend because she had a kid-related issue come up at the last minute, which somehow seems appropriate. She also serves as the Loudoun County Farm Bureau president and appreciates what farm life has taught her children.
My kids have learned a really good work ethic, and they really enjoy working with their hands. Especially my youngest has really found a passion for it, and I do think she'll continue the work into her adulthood. No pressure. I don't pressure her, but it has, ever since she knew what careers were, it has always been something that she's wanted.
Walbridge is juggling both the demands of motherhood and farm life as a single mom. It may seem strange at first, but these moms see similarities between raising livestock and crops and bringing up children.
It's the same. It's funny because there are certainly days, especially for us, it's really during the breeding season, when the sheep can have an emergency just like your kids, and everything has to get dropped and you got to run out and you got to deal with whatever it is that happens. And it's very similar to motherhood in that way. Everything else goes on hold so that you can go handle whatever crisis has emerged.
One of the humorous questions posed during the Real Farm Moms session was, you know you're a farm mom when both Sponaugle and Walbridge have their stories.
Where I was transporting a animal from the butcher to a restaurant, and I didn't make it in time and had to pick my daughter up from half-day kindergarten. So I pulled in to pick her up with the animal on ice.
You know you're a farm mom when the dirt comes home. There is no lack of dirt in the house, in or around it anywhere. The kids bring it in, the husband brings it in, I bring it in. And so you know you're a farm mom when you just can't seem to keep everything as sparkling clean as you used to.
A passion for nurturing life makes these women good farmers and great moms. Their most important crop may be the next generation of Virginia farmers, keeping the tradition of agriculture alive and thriving. We're so glad you could join us this week to celebrate all the bounty Virginia has to offer. From the kitchen to your home and garden to our beautiful wide open spaces, we're proud to say that this is Real Virginia. For everyone from the Virginia Farm Bureau, thanks for watching. Make it a great week.
Home will always be Virginia, between the Blue Ridge and Chesapeake Bay, Atlantic to Appalachia, home in my heart always.
They're out there on the front lines. The brave, the dedicated, the relentless. But there's another front line. The one that helps nourish all others while facing epic struggles of their own. So in this season of uncertainty, a few things remain certain. The rain will fall. The sun will shine. And together, we'll continue to grow.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We have 37 parks across the Commonwealth. Every year, 10 million visitors enjoy 600 miles of trails from beaches to mountains, hundreds of cabins and campsites, even yurts. We are Virginia State Parks.
There are 30,000 roadway accidents each year involving cars and farm machinery. Farmers will be moving equipment for planting and harvest season. The slow-moving vehicle triangle in red and fluorescent orange colors and flashing lights allow for quick identification. When you see an SMV sign on farm equipment, slow down, prepare for sudden stops and slow turns.
Patience will save lives. Just remember, we all need to share the road, we all need to be responsible, and we need to be guided by the law.
Motor vehicle safety starts with you.
We're stronger together, especially at this difficult time. For over 90 years, we've watched our membership grow, and we're honored to be part of such a special community. Thank you to the farmers who provide for us every day. Virginia Farm Bureau is proud to serve our members, their families, and to give back to our local communities. That's the Farm Bureau way.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.